Another thing to keep in mind when you're buying a rental, I guess any kind of rental, and that is your city rental inspection, right? And some cities do them, some cities don't, right? So it just depends on the city if they do it or not. And then also some cities are like a quick, like interior, or not a quick interior, a quick exterior, like walkthrough, and that's it. And then some cities do like a really crazy in-depth interior and exterior inspection, right? And they're just pretty much checking to make sure the place is kept up, right? So on exterior, honestly, I feel like they just like drive by and look at it and be like, oh, looks good. Thank you for that. All the ones that I have, they're like anywhere from like 100, I think like 25 to 100, or yeah, like 175 for like the single families. And then if you have like a duplex or whatever, multiple units, they charge like their base fee and then like another fee on top of it. Which, whatever, it is what it is, right? So when you buy a place, you should probably figure out what kind of inspection they do, right? Because I think that is important. I guess it's important for two reasons. One is important, is it going to be a pain in the ass to get the stupid thing? It's usually called like a rental cert that they give you after they inspect it, and it's usually good for 2 to 3 years. Some cities have it for 5 years. It just depends on the city, right? Because if it's a pain to get that, I guess there's two good things that come from there. Is if it's a pain to get, that means your competition is probably not doing it, so there's probably not a lot of rentals there, and also means it's a nicer area maybe, or it also means it's a really shitty area, and they have to do that, or else all the houses are going to be like complete crap, right? So it just depends on the city. So I guess to answer it, you just got to call the city, and it's the city thing, not a county thing or a state thing. Every city does it different. At least in Michigan. I don't know how other states are, but that's how it is in Michigan. And yeah, you just call the city and be like, hey, do you guys have a rental inspection? And they'll be like, yeah, come fill this thing out or fill it out online, send it in, and they usually schedule it out to whenever. And like I said, they just check to make sure everything's safe. Like there's like handrails when you're walking downstairs, or there's, I don't know, fire detectors. Or, you know, they just check to make sure that the place is like habitable, right? There's no like peeling paint and like, you know, weird stuff like that. They do suck, right? But at the same time, it keeps the shitty landlords fixing things, or else they get, I think the city like makes, I think the city fixes, I don't know how it works, actually. I've never had to deal with that. I've gotten cited a few times and they're like, hey, fix this, and then I fix it, and then that's all good. But at the same time, they are annoying because, right, I feel like we live in a place where if the rental you're looking at is shitty, you're not going to rent it, right? And therefore, by not renting it, that person that has the shitty rental, they'll be like, hey, I should probably fix this place up so I can get some renters, right? But yeah, what can you do? That's just what we got to go through. So make sure that you're looking to see if there is a city rental inspection. You also got to calculate that into your numbers. Not like it's a huge expense. It's usually like once every whatever 1, 2, 3, 5 years that you you know, pay the little fee of whatever it may be. It's usually about $100, and that usually gets your certificate for that whole time period. And you also need those because if your city has a rental inspection and you don't have a rental cert, and you have to evict someone, that's like literally the first thing they ask you when you go to court. Like, hey, do you have a rental cert? And hopefully you say yes. So anyway, just another thing to keep in account when you're looking at buying some rentals. So have a great night, and let me know if you have any questions.